So Tokyo Game Show 2023 has officially revealed its list of companies participating in the event, and Sony and Square Enix will both be there. What could this mean for Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, or hell, even Final Fantasy XVI? Well, it's time for some baseless speculation. Before we get into the speculation, if you guys could click the like button, subscribe, and hit that bell icon like it owes you money, it would be greatly appreciated. And just a quick note before we get started, Square Enix is kind of all over the place when it comes to the exhibitor list of TGS this year. They're going to be in the esports area, the business meeting area, as well as sales and merchandise. So just keep that in mind in regards to what we could potentially see from them at the event. Alright, so taking a look at this year's exhibitors list for TGS 2023, which is set to start on September 21st and run through September 24th. We can see that this year's event is shaping up to be one of the biggest Tokyo game shows in recent history. Companies like Microsoft, Nintendo, and Sony will be there, as well as studios like Capcom. As for Sony's involvement though, they'll be there showcasing their smaller indie games, so don't expect any massive news from them on the software front. However, Square Enix will be there in person, and I'm choosing to believe there will be something Final Fantasy related at this event, especially for Rebirth. But first, let's start with Final Fantasy XVI. Yoshi P and CBU3 have stated that initially they had zero plans for any DLC for the game, but should the game come out and be well received, that they would absolutely reconsider developing post-game content. The game has been out for a few weeks now and is doing incredibly well, with the game at this point selling over 3 million units and being rated highly by a majority of review outlets, so DLC really seems inevitable at this point. Without getting into any spoilers, it would be great to have DLC that expands on some of the other major characters in the game and maybe even let us play as them. This is honestly just an excuse to let me play as Sid for a few hours because he's fantastic. Or, and this is wishful thinking that will never ever happen even if there was a fire.
Even if there's a fire!
But maybe CBU3 could do a collaboration with CBU1 and give us some Torgal DLC where he plays like Red 13 will in Rebirth, and we can play as a young pup Torgal as he grows into the loyal hound we know and love from 16. It won't happen, but I can dream. Now, as for Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, I think the time is finally right for this game to ramp up its marketing. It is set to release in early 2024, which doesn't really leave too much time to dilly-dally. So what could we potentially see at TGS for Rebirth? The simplest option would be a new trailer. Now, the trailer we got at Summer Game Fest was awesome. It teased the right amount of gameplay and story to get people intrigued. Square could follow up with another similar trailer that could reveal another team member. I'd bet on someone like Sid or Vincent. The latter might make for a more extravagant reveal though. But what I'm hoping we get is a gameplay demonstration, much like they did at Square's E3 2019 presentation, where VII Remake had its official coming out party, or what they did at 2019's TGS, where they showcased the Abzu sewer battle and went into detail on the party mechanics. Doing something like that could delve more into the new gameplay systems, like those mysterious blue pips on the character info bar. My guess is that they are dual tech related, and they could even expand upon how non-battle characters will work in Rebirth. Looking back at the trailer, there are moments where characters who aren't in the party are still shown on screen doing battle animations while the other party members are still fighting. That has me the most curious. Also, could we please get some special themed hardware stuff stateside? Japan gets all the cool stuff. They got those gorgeous black and gold Final Fantasy XVI themed PS5 side plates and controllers. All we got here in America was a bundle that came with the game and a standard white PS5. And with the rumors of a PlayStation 5 Slim set to release later this year gaining traction, a collaboration between Square and Sony for Rebirth would be a great way to promote the game. Seriously, a fire red orange Red 13 themed DualSense controller would look sick. I'd even take a black side plate with the Meteor logo on it, or buttons that look like materia and Mako crystals would work too. Come on, Square and Sony, we want cool stuff too, man.
Give me what I want. You know what I want. You just don't want to give it to me. Give it to me. Give me what I want.
And lastly, I would not be shocked if they reveal a firm release date for the game. Again, the game is coming out in less than a year. I'm sure they have a firm release date by now, so I'm crossing my fingers for a January or February release date. With that being said, that is the video. Let me know in the comments down below, what do you guys think will be at this year's TGS? Do you think Rebirth is a given, and what are you hoping to see from it at the event should it be there? And do you think there will be any Final Fantasy XVI news announced at this year's TGS as well. And before you go, make sure to check out my most recent video where I talked about the incredible music of Final Fantasy VII Remake. I'm Curious Corduroy. I will see you guys in the next video. Please remember to always be excellent to one another.